So with all these new cool items coming into Skyblock, everybody needs one thing in common. Coins. Lots and lots of coins. Now there are many money making methods out there, so I will go through 10 of them which are cost effective, easy to use, and most players will be able to use them. And if you're in the endgame play, chances are you already know most of these things, so you might not get anything new from this, but this is more for the new players going around asking how do you make so much money. So the first method I'm going to be showcasing is squid fishing. To squid fish, you need to come to the park and buy rain from Vanessa over there for 5,000 coins per minute. Now this might sound expensive, but it's 75,000 coins per 15 minutes. And if you have the right setup, which I would recommend any fishing armor would do, so diver, angler, or the new shark armor, you need a squid bed to double the ink you get from squids. So you need the ability for the first ability, more ink. It doesn't have to be legendary, it just has to be any squid bed, any rod, and spike bait. With this, you'll probably earn about triple of what you spend from paying for rain. This method is also effective as you can get special drops such as Titanic XP bottles or CMs for a huge boost in your profit you're gonna make, apart from the ink sacks you get from squids. So the second method may be quite obvious to most of you guys, but it's grinding zealots for summoning guys, and it may be old but it's still really effective if you grind it properly and consistently. So with an average luck and if you kill reasonable amounts of zealots, you will get about 3 eyes per hour. And that's about 1.8 mil per hour, not including all the golems and dragons you will reach. So it is still a very effective method. And now there will be usually frozen sized people or Evo people, as you can see over there, just sitting there. So if you don't have any of those weapons, you might want to avoid those lobbies, but if you have those weapons, you can just use them, and it's quite fast, it works well. Not very easy to one-shot with an Evo, but yeah, and if you're a mage, you can just use a frozen scythe. Okay, while sticking in the topic of the end, the third money making method I use is actually getting a lot of friends to go in separate end lobbies to do stuff like golems and drags. So like, how it works is, let me try to get this, yep. You'll try to get a few people to go into different end lobbies, and when there's a golem or a dragon, you get warped into their lobby so you can get the golems or the drags. And even if you don't have the zealot kills, you still get 2 crystal fragments, and right now each catalyst is going for 53k, so you make 100k just like that from one golem if you can get first place. And even if you don't get first place, you will get about 1 frag, which is 50k. But the main point of this strat is to do drags. So okay, so that is finally a drag someone walked me into, so it's a good demonstration. Also, if you can't get top damage in drags, you just go for the crystal frags. They're 50k each, and you can get like a few of them, maybe 3, maybe 4 in the drag, so it's totally worth doing drags. Not like placing, but leeching them. Yeah, and easy strong frags. I am nicked, by the way. This is me. So, and you do get drags quite often. So, for example, if you have like 7 or 8 people in the party, you can get drags like maybe every few minutes. And there's a lot of crystal frags, and I got a good chance to get strong boots over there, but I didn't because I didn't get lucky there. But yeah, so that's method 3. Okay, so next up is farming, and I don't know what these people are doing, but sugarcane farms, carrot farms, pumpkin farms, they all work for money. Personally, by far, pumpkin farms and sugarcane farm is more for farming XP, and carrot farms is more for making money. With this type of farm, you make about 1 to 2 mil an hour with farming 25, so it's very effective and very useful for new players. The only thing you need is not TNTs, but you need a replenish hose, so you can refarm your carrots after you break them. Now next up, most people might already know this, but it's having a good minion setup. And this doesn't mean just have a lot of good minions down and grind for what you want, and a lot of new players make this mistake. So for example, let's say you want a, I'm not sure, let's say you want a leaping sword, for example. They will see, oh, you need spider eyes, so let's put some spider minions down and get the spider minions that way. But that's obviously not the most effective method, as you can put more money making minions, sell the items to the bazaar, and just buy the enchanted form with the spider eyes. That will get you the leaping sword way faster than just putting spider minions down. Next, you also need a lot of minion slots, and with the new community center, they just keep updating minion slots. As you can see, I have minion slots 4 upgrading right now. There's no better upgrades, just keep upgrading minion slots, and I would recommend you have at least 26 to 27 minion slots to make the optimal amount of money. For example, with my setup right now, if I put everything to snow, I'll make about 2 mil a day, and can't think of many better minions. There are sometimes better minions, but they keep changing, so that's why I use snow, as you can sell the snow to the NPC and have a constant income. Now for number 6, it's gonna be flipping, all kind of flipping, bazaar flipping, auction flipping, player flipping. There are many videos telling you the best ways to flip and stuff, but to make it simple, let's say if I want to flip rotten flesh enchanted, there's gonna be about a 50 coin margin. So I would buy a bunch of rotten flesh, set up buy order for it, and then once I get it, I would sell order for it, make a sell order for it, and I would get about 50 to 60 coins per rotten flesh I flip. And to make sure you have an actual good flipping chance, you have to make sure there's a lot of instant buy volumes. So for example, there will be about 5k people instantly selling it every time, so it's a constant supply. Everyone always sells rotten flesh, so it's gonna be easy to flip. For example, if you want to flip something like an enchanted slime block, you might see, oh, there's a 20k margin, but no one buys them, so you're not gonna be able to flip many things at all. For auction flipping, what you do is, for any items, you can try to snipe items. For example, a spec of the dragons, you can try to snipe them, follow on the auction house and sell it for more on the bin. Or you can snipe items on bin. For example, you can go to lowest bins and get an AOTD for cheaper than the usual price. Sometimes they might be, and then sell it for more. It's quite simple auction flipping. You just have to know what items to flip and get a bit lucky sometimes for snipes. For player flipping, you just buy stuff from players for a cheaper price and sell it for more in the auction house or the bazaar. So next up we have slayers, and hold on, you might be thinking, wait, slayers are a huge money sink, you lose so much money doing slayers. But I'm talking about these two specific slayers, Sven Tree and Tarantula Tier 3. So for why Tarantula Tier 3 and Sven Tier 3 is really good is because of these 20% drops. So for Sven it's hamster wheels. So there's 20% chance you get 2 to 4 hamster wheels, so let's put an average of 3. That's gonna be 60k. And it only costs 50k to do 5 Sven Tier 3s. So you make 10k for every 5 Sven Tier 3s you do. Not to mention the extra money you will get from wolf tooth and base drops. So the hamster wheels practically already cancels out the cost of doing these events. So anything else you get is just pure profit. After on the list is gonna be doing dungeons, and you might be thinking why dungeons, but dungeons may not be like as profitable, but it costs no money to start with, and you can get very lucky with, if you do floor 5s and above, you can get 30 talismans, or I mean floor 4. And the end of dungeon loot is, like, you can choose. If it's free, you get the free one. If there's a good item in the paid chest, you get the paid chest. So there's no loss over here. And you always get dungeoneering XP, so that's a win. Yeah, our second last method is gonna be pulse spamming, and this is effective as if you use a Raider Sykes with Scavenger on it, you make money from Scavenger and the money you get from killing mobs. And if you don't have friends to pulse spam for you, you can self pulse spam, or you can pay some non like 5k per hour to pulse spam for you. That works as well. Also, you can get Enderman pets, like E-Man pets, which will make a huge profit to your income. Now for the last money making method, it's quite simple. It's practically just be online and do all the events you can do. For example, right now, or for last vote when Foxy won the mining festival, even nons who just got a pickaxe can just make a few mil an hour from just mining. And for Marina, the Shark event, if you had 20 mil, you can get like up to 1 to 2 mil an hour just from fishing. Oh, sorry, if you had fishing 20. Last time when Diana had its borrow thing, you just need to get like a common griffin, which is like 25k, and industrial spray, and you still can make about a few million hours, so that's very useful, especially if you don't have access to any of those other money making methods. For example, zealots, if you're trying to one-shot zealots or something. And even if you can one-shot zealots, there are better events. For example, if you look at the Spooky Festival, if you manage to get the top prize or the second prize, you can get a Vamp 6 book, which is about, let me check, it goes for 5.6 mil, lowest bid. So that's easy, 5.6 mil an hour. And if you know what you're doing, so if you got a Runon's bow and if you go to the Spider's Den, top of Spider's Den, and you shoot down, you should be able to get the first prize or the second prize, because you need to get 2,000 plus candies or 2,400 plus candies for the first prize. So that's not that hard if you know what you're doing. And that's it for my top 10 money making methods. If you have any questions, you can just ask me in the comments, or you can join my Discord and ask me in that way.